What is the word? Top Flight TV, Mr. Top Flight Films. I hope everybody can hear me clearly. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be alive and free. Today we gonna chop it up. You see the title, Charlie Kirk, Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, the obsession with black crime. I want everybody to chime in, man. Come on in the chat room. Please be respectful. Um, please be intelligent. And please, let's be honest, man. Let's have an honest conversation because the nation is divided right now. You dig? And it's not headed in a good direction. So what I hope to do is, and what I know it probably would never happen, but I would like to bring some sort of resolve. You dig? Some sort of middle ground, because everywhere is division. You understand? It's division everywhere. And the thing is, we're gonna tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind hearing the truth because there's a narrative going around that we don't want to hear Charlie Kirk's truth, or we didn't want to hear his truth. As y'all know, Charlie Kirk got spanked. Um, Somebody spanked his hiney. You dig? And it's causing all kind of confusion. It's causing all kind of confusion in the nation, man. And everything is divided. So today we're gonna talk about this silent. Well, I done forgot the damn title, but anyway, it's a book, man, that I was put on to, and it talks about the tactics being used. It talks about the tactics that are being used for the agenda. Okay, this agenda, and it's a very powerful book. I suggest y'all read it. It puts on display the tactics of white supremacy. You understand? And Charlie Kirk was one of those tools. You dig? Charlie Kirk was one of those tools in white supremacy, and we know this at this point. No problem. There have always been things in place to uphold unfair treatment, to uphold a narrative that black people are just bad people. They're crime ridden, and it makes people feel comfortable. A lot of people are comfortable. I'm gonna get to all the comments. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna get to all the comments. It makes people comfortable to deflect to black crime, to fatherless homes, single mother homes. You dig? It's a certain sort of comfort in that because it's a deflection, right? It's a deflection. Somebody called my phone, dog. My joint might chip out. It is a deflection away from white supremacy. See, the last thing Charlie Kirk wanted to talk about, the last thing Charlie Kirk wanted to talk about was white supremacy. His job was to deny white supremacy. You understand? That was his middle, to appear to be right in the middle, right? To appear to be a good guy. You understand? A God-fearing. Sorry, y'all. Charlie Kirk was funded from the top down. You understand? He wasn't just a guy on social media. He wasn't just a debater that was on social media. I'm gonna get to the comments, y'all hold up. He was not just a debater on social media. You understand? He was heavily funded. And when people are funded, they have an agenda. You understand that? It's not like he's speaking from the goodness of his heart. These people have talking points that they are paid to go out here and promote. There's an agenda that these people are paid to go out here and promote. I'm gonna get to all the comments. Y'all hold tight, man. I got you. I got you. So people are acting like they're oblivious to who he was. And I'll be fair, some people really didn't know. Some people don't understand fully the depth of who this man was and who so many others were and are. I was watching a clip from a guy named Nick Fuentes, another white supremacist. And Nick called out Charlie Kirk. Nick had a lot to say about Charlie Kirk. Let me ask the racists real quick in the comments. How do y'all feel about Nick Fuentes? Okay. Well, anyway, his fellow white supremacist, Nick Fuentes, called him out. And he said, before you get on any platform and debate anybody, we need you to address this, and this, and this. See, Nick Fuentes, he knows that Charlie Kirk was a phony, okay? And he called him out. And I'm not caping for Nick Fuentes, but we are absolutely going to tell the truth. We're going to give credit where it's due. You understand? Let's get to some of these comments, man. It's a lot of people in here. If you got a big paragraph, man, go ahead and send that super chat. You dig? Let's see what we got. No One National fan said, I love your hat. Salute, fam. Y'all hit that like button for me. Benito says, Charlie Kirk was the truth. Yeah, it was. He was. Okay, he got his hiney spanked, right? Yeah, he did. West Coaster for Life says, stop begging for reparations, lame fuck. Who is begging for reparations? Who? Tattoo Drew said Nick Fuentes got owned by Charlie Kirk. Well, that's not the point. I don't care if he got owned by Charlie Kirk. I don't care if two white supremacists fight each other. I don't care about that. The point is, Nick Fuentes dropped the truth bomb about Charlie Kirk. And he called him out, and he let the people know he was phony. You dig? Most Toe says, get a job. J.E. Jones says, America owes reparations. You got damn right, my brother. We're going to get the reparations. Once all these white supremacists kill each other, once the racists kill each other, because that's what they doing, right? They sniping each other from roofs. Once they kill each other, it's gonna be a new day, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hold tight. I don't want anybody to be worried, okay? Because everything is gonna be fine. You dig? This crime that's going on amongst the white community, it just needs to stop. It's out of control. You dig? Okay, so old Delgado said, how did y'all act when George Floyd got killed? We turned the hell up. We caused billions of dollars of destruction. But it's not because he got killed. And you know, of course, y'all not gonna be honest about this. I keep seeing those memes where it says, not a city burnt, not one building burnt down. Let me tell you why George Floyd, around that time, you know, there was a lot of protests and a lot of buildings burning. America was burning because America, just doing what it normally does, did not want to produce justice. They didn't want to lock that man up, okay? And guess what happened? Shit got real. And what happened? They had to go lock him up. Now, you would think that it would be easier just to produce justice and do the right thing than to have to get billions of dollars in damage. You understand? But see, racism is such a fucked up disease where they'll cover for their racist brother, okay? And they'll go a week and a half without charging him, and then they'll have to pay the fee. They'll have to pay the $1 billion fee, okay? And then they had to learn, and now dude is in prison. You see what I'm saying? Let's see these comments. Y'all slow down, man. I gotta slow these comments down. Hold up. I don't know how to do that, but anyway, G Money said, you think you're a lot smarter than you actually are, brother. No problem. Let me tell you something about me, man. Let me tell you something about me. I know I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I know what I know. You understand? And I speak on what I know. So that doesn't, you know, I'm not really offended, man. V10 said, nigger is wrong. I love it. I love it, bro. This is the fruit that Charlie, this is what he bared. You see, these people in the comments, I want everybody to look at these people in the comments. All right? How do we know Charlie's a racist? Look at his people. Look at the people defending him. Look at how they talk. Look how they act. Look how degenerate they are. You see how degenerate they are? Playing Mary Jane. What it do, baby? Um, Young in one case said they're so mad after Charlie, they just spreading hate everywhere. Listen, this is what Charlie was about. And I love the fact that they're in here talking the way they talking. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's just confirmation. It's confirmation. It's the Chicago guy says, "Don't you, as a grown man, feel ashamed for begging? What money am I begging for? Tell me, I'm in my backyard. Okay, I just came from the gym. All right, I just put something in the crock pot because I'm gonna make dinner for my family. We're gonna slow roast some chuck roast. You dig? Who's begging for money? You would love to see me begging for money. You will never see me begging for money. That's just what you say to cope. You understand? No problem, man. No problem. I understand. Listen, I understand. Calm down. Listen, white supremacy took a major L. White supremacy took a major L last week. You understand? So I understand. I get it. Your man got his hiney spanked. And I know you're upset. I totally get it, man. No problem. The Chicago guy said, "Your at is begging." So this is, see, I can't write. Yeah. C Mac, what it do, homie? Oh yeah, what's up with Jaws? I ain't see that man since high school, man. That's what's up. Um, let's see. Zaza said, "Everyone mass report this guy." Yeah, go ahead, Zaza. Everybody mass report me. Brother Garfield in the building. What's up, homie? What's good, man? Everybody talking about me begging for it. Just, hey, listen, man. Listen. Coke, listen, I know y'all hurt, man. I know y'all hurt. But I'm trying to come on and have a real conversation. Why is it that y'all don't want to have a real conversation? Why are you just being degenerates in my chat? Charlie will be very disappointed with y'all. You dig? He will be very disappointed. Wow, Maggie. No, baby, these are not bots. These are not bots. They're here every day. These are real people. These are real people. You dig? I have nothing against America. Simple. That's what's up. Racket says, "Let's talk, please." Yeah, let's talk. I'm trying to talk, but these degenerates in my comments are just, they out of hand. The 420 experiment said, "How would you divvy out reparations? You don't even understand how that would even work. And by that logic, everyone in the world would have money because everyone's been a slave at one time." Hey, listen, 420 experiment, thank you for your intelligent comment, but you're way off, my brother. Listen, first of all, how will we divvy it up? We divvy it up just like the Native Americans receive reparations, just like countless others receive reparations. It's very easy. And the second point that you said was, and by that logic, everyone in the world would have money. No. Everybody in the world was not enslaved under the American government. You get that? Everybody in the world were not enslaved under the American government. You dig? OG Killer Green said, "We are Charlie." And y'all so mad because people were talking about Charlie. Y'all acting like some bitches, right? Y'all acting like some straight bitches. I thought y'all was the tough guys. I thought you all were the gun-toting tough guys. You running around here getting people fired. You running around here reporting people's pages. You dig? It is nasty work, man. I thought y'all was the fucking the OGs, man. What's up, man? Why y'all acting like little girls? Y'all acting like snowflakes. Y'all are the new snowflakes. You're the new snowflakes. How does it feel? How does it feel to be the new snowflake? Detail drop says, "Truth hurts, R.P. Charlie." Yeah, the truth does hurt. The truth is, Charlie, he got spanked by another white man in Utah. That's the truth. A gangbanger didn't kill Charlie. It wasn't a drive-by shooting. It was a 30-yard six, okay, in white America. That's the truth, man. And if y'all mad about that, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, Perez, what it do, homie? Y'all subscribe, hit the like button, man. Y'all know we in here. Y'all know they can't stop shit. They already been trying to stop shit. They can't stop shit. You dig? This truth is gonna get out here. This is truth, man. This is fairness and truth. This is what we do. We don't do one side. See, Charlie and Andrew and Myron and Nick, they like to do one-sided shit. We don't do one-sided. We gonna let everybody know the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Because do y'all want America to be fixed or no? See, the thing is, y'all so-called patriots, y'all don't want America to be fixed. Y'all want to have division, right? Y'all want to go to war, don't you? That's what you want. Y'all don't want to maintain your slice of the American pie, do you? Y'all, this is the way y'all think. The racists, this is the way the racists think. The racists is like, man, if we can't be supreme, if we can't do what we want, if we can't just oppress people and say what we want, then fuck it, let's go to war. That's shit y'all on. You dig? Let's get back to these comments. My man Pomsel in the building. What up, homie? Yeah, we in here. Yeah, we in here. I don't fuck with the left neither. I don't fuck with the Democrats. Okay? I don't fuck with the Democrats. I was fucking with Trump, man, until recent. This shit really exposed Trump. You know what I'm saying? This really exposed a lot of people. All these corporations putting this man up. You know what I'm saying? This is hilarious. How is it that y'all kick Colin Kaepernick? How is it y'all kick Colin Kaepernick out of the NFL? But Charlie Kirk, he gets to be honored? Really? And let me tell y'all something, man. I've been dealing with these type of topics and these type of situations since elementary school. This is nothing new to me. You understand? I've been dealing with the social media, how something happens and social media erupts and it's one side against another. I've been dealing with this shit since elementary school. You understand? Leia Love says, unite in truth, not made up logic and history. Yeah, I agree. I think you're referring to Charlie Kirk. Yeah, made up logic and history. Yeah, he tried to rewrite history. And that's a tactic that they use. They're trying to get what they did, well, what the forefathers did, what the white supremacists did. They're trying to remove that because they're ashamed. They're ashamed of what happened in the past. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to everybody here. All my riders in here. You dig? Oh, now they blaming the Jews. Once again, they blaming the Jews. Armando Cortez, what are you calling me a clown for, Mr. Cortez? Matthias says, you are still lost in the game after all these years, bro. Elementary school. Yeah. Everybody's lying but y'all. Nobody is telling the truth but y'all, right? Got it. Raka says, can you tell us how? Tell us how what? Tell us how what? I'm loving these comments, man. I'm loving these comments. Charlie will be very proud of these comments. KP the Kid, I've already addressed that on this channel. I've already just addressed that. Stonewall said they exposed themselves. Yeah, they exposed themselves. Pomsel said call ice on them. A lot of people expose themselves, y'all. I'm telling you, it's a bunch of business owners and artists that I deal with. They expose themselves. I see you. 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 Key Dick said, scared to answer. Scared to answer what? If you got an important question, hit the super chat. King said, report him for drugs. Yeah, yeah, go ahead and be a deceptive white supremacist, because this is what y'all do. I'm glad you made that comment. Report him for drugs. This is the shit that y'all do. My chat makes my point for me every time. Just lie. Y'all be on just lying for no damn reason. Y'all just be making up shit as you go. That's crazy. Lisa C, I appreciate you, sweetheart. Shout out to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get a job. This is my job, man. This is what I like to do, during the day. I like to come on here and I like to tell the truth. You dig? Anybody have anything intelligent to say? All y'all doing is throwing the ad hominems, man. I don't understand. Don't be so degenerate, man. Take a moment to be intelligent. Nicotine is a drug. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Lovejoy says, so much hatefulness. I feel sorry for them. They have never had a joyful and peaceful moment in their life. It's a lot of hate, baby girl. It's a whole lot of hate. Cloud Sugar said, your chat is a product of your content and a reflection of your own character. I'll agree with that. It's a reflection of my character. Let me tell you, let me break that down for you. My character is an unapologetic black man. And you're absolutely right. My chat is a product of that. You understand? See, in 2025, there is no room for an unapologetic black man. We're like an endangered species. They trying to get us out the way. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I have no problem coming on here. Because they want us out the way. Yeah, so you're right. My chat is a product of my character. My character is not a bootlicking Sambo. Okay, it's a lot of bootlicking Sambos. I just did a whole video on them yesterday. That want to be accepted by the dominant society. Okay, that's not me. I want freedom, liberty, and justice for all. I want freedom, liberty, and justice for everybody, regardless of their color, regardless of anything. This is not a pro-black channel. This is a pro-justice channel. I tell y'all that every day. You dig? Zani said, debate me. Let's debate, brother. When do you want to debate? I'll set it up for the day. I'll set the StreamYard up for the day. Yeah, listen, I'm bringing debates over here. I'm bringing debates. I'm going to let people come on and debate their point. YouTuber said pro-justice. Well said. Yeah, it's a pro-justice channel, man. Shout out to you. Top Shelf said, I got you a job application. My man, how about you come work for me, man? How about you come work for me? Pumzel said, they get mad when we hate on them, typical bullies. Yeah, I'm not even hating on them. See, the only thing an unapologetic black man has to do is tell the truth. And then he'll be labeled a racist. It'll be labeled hate. But then they just said that we can't say anything about Kirk because all he did was tell the truth. See, it's no fun when the rabbit got the gun, right? Y'all are so hypocritical, right? And contradictory to your own self. You mean to tell me Charlie Kirk can say what he wants to say, but I can't say what I want to say? That's called racism. That's called white supremacy. And that's why I'm here. You dig? JM said, what are you unapologetic for? I am unapologetic for the things that come out of my mouth. You understand? And for the way that I live. I'm very unapologetic. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all got to say. You dig? Judah said, more pro-black jargon. No, I just said it's not a pro-black channel. It's a pro-justice channel. Nacho Nose says, we must protect free speech. Thank you, Nacho. See, they don't want us to have free speech. But Charlie Kirk can have all the free speech he wants, right? Inevitable said, I'm Irish and Scottish, and my old reparations, my ancestors were slaves too. No, you're not old reparations, sir. I don't want to even go into the whole Irish myth, because that shit is so tired, bruh. I done debunked it 1,000 times. Nobody, you know the truth about that shit. So we not even gonna go there. You dig? Um, yeah, it's a myth. It's a myth. It's a myth. It's hyped up. See, Charlie should have been debunking that Irish thing. You know what I'm saying? He should have been debunking that instead of worrying about black crime or crime in the black neighborhoods. Because crime in the black neighborhoods didn't spank them. It didn't take them out. Jenny said, "No disrespect, baby, but you're just talking in circles. There's nothing really for us to debate with you about exactly does it what does it we need to debate." Well, I mean, you can pick a topic, sweetheart. You can pick a topic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for debate. Somebody put in the chat that they want to debate. I didn't come on here asking for a debate. Moises says black crime doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. Hey, Moises, stay right there. I want to address what you just said. Moises said black crime doesn't matter? Question mark. Not for the past 4 or 5 days. It hasn't mattered. For the past 4 or 5 days, it's only one murder that mattered, and it wasn't black people. You understand? That's the cold hard truth. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Put that in your meth pipe and smoke it. Okay? All that black shit is dead. All that deflecting the black people is dead, you know. Y'all got to answer for this white crime. This is big white crime. This is not two people in the alley having a shootout. This shit is real crime. This shit is big time. You understand? Listen, the comments are coming fast. If you want your comment read, you're going to have to send a super chat, man. Hate said it was Israel. Now, I'm not ruling that out. But from what we know, it was a young white male from Utah, right? It was the average school shooter, average mass shooter. Listen, as much as y'all talk about black crime, right? You never want to talk about the manifestos. You never want to talk about the writings engraved on the weaponry. You never want to talk about that. You only want to deflect to what is going on in Chicago and Memphis and DC. I want to ask y'all a serious question. When are you all going to start addressing these mass shooters? Because deflecting is not going to help the problem. You understand? And identifies invisible said, "People, leave the chat." Yeah, leave the chat, people. Leave the chat. What up? Who cares? What up? Freedom Joe said, "I can talk about it with you." Yeah, let's talk, Freedom. I want to talk to some real people who are not in their feelings, who are not butt hurt, who are not on a period today. I would love to talk to somebody who is intelligent. You dig? Terry Collins says, "Gaffers, that's who shot Charlie." I heard they try to blame Nick Fuentes for this shit. That's what I heard. You dig? The Gropers, yeah, the Gropers. Leo Perez says crime is crime no matter what. Thank you, Leo. See, is that hard to say? That's the message that needs to be pushed. But Mr. Kirk decided to go on a world tour, right? Acting like it's only black people. YouTuber said, "When are you going to address black on black crime? That's a bigger problem." Well, if you go on my page, I have plenty of videos talking about crime in the black community, because there's no such thing as black on black crime. Somebody tell me what black on black crime is. Can anybody tell me what black on black crime? Black on black crime is propaganda, okay? Because everybody does crime. You dig? Hate says no such thing. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. Silicone Light says black killing black. So then I guess the guy who, what happened the other day in Utah, that's white on white crime? Why is it that black people only have a black on black crime term? Does anybody find that strange? And see, the thing is, I understand that I'm not trying to convince anybody in this chat, because I know that you all know better. But these narratives It soothes your soul. It puts you in a more inferior place. It makes you feel better about your status as a white man. I get it. I get it. It's, it's a thing where if you talk about somebody else, it makes you look better. You understand? These are common, basic things that we already know. If you talk about somebody else, it'll make you feel and look better. And this is all you're doing. Eric said he paid for Super Chat and it didn't show up. Yeah, I didn't see it, homie. Eric, say your comment and I'll read it since you said you paid for a Super Chat. YouTuber said, oh, so now that I mentioned black on black, you take defense stance and throwing white stuff at me now. I'm Hispanic. Hispanic, white, same thing. You know you identify as white. Your stuff on paper, you identify as Caucasian, right? And I didn't take defense. No. Crime in the black community, J. Cool, is real. And I have plenty. Before this Charlie Kirk shit, I was talking about DC and Chicago and all these other cities. I know very well what goes on in these cities. I understand. But see, the thing is, what makes me different is I'll tell you, yeah, the killing and drilling is out of control. But I'll also tell you their underlying symptoms. They are things that made shit this way. See, Charlie Kirk wouldn't tell you that. He denied white supremacy. The reason why there's drilling and killing and all types of violence in these cities is because of white supremacy. That's just what it is. Do we have accountability? Yes, we do. Should we look to these communities and should they do better? Absolutely. But when you live in the suburbs and you grew up in the suburbs, you're gonna have a hard time wrapping your mind around why things are the way they are. There was something called the crack epidemic. The United States government put crack into these communities. Do y'all understand that? Do y'all understand why things are the way they are? See, Charlie Kirk denied all of this. This is what makes him a racist. Charlie Kirk would never talk about Oliver North and Iran-Contra, right? SPCJ says, don't blame us for your faults. Nobody's, listen, facts are facts, brother. Facts are facts, you dig? Dad says, ain't no one tell you to smoke it. Joe Walker, what did I say that was uneducated? YouTuber said, yes, the crack thing, you're right. Yeah, thank you, YouTuber. Now, see, we have fair people in the chat. That's what I like. Now, YouTuber, let me ask you. If they flooded these neighborhoods with crack cocaine and these mothers and fathers were smoking crack, they got addicted to crack, you understand? And they have children, and they're raising their children under certain conditions because their mind wasn't right because of this substance that the U.S. government implanted in their neighborhood. These generations grow up not having the same values as you have. Right or wrong, YouTuber? Jenny said, how do you know what's going on in Chicago? Do you stay here? No, I don't stay in Chicago. But what's going on in Chicago is going on in every city, okay? And you know that. See, the racists like to play dumb. A lot of the racists like to play dumb. Ricky Mills says, you sold the crack. Yeah, I did sell crack because it was in my neighborhood. You dig? It was like a trade. I think most black men, let me tell y'all something. I think most black men that were born in the 80s, I think that most of these black neighborhoods, I'm gonna say all these black neighborhoods, crack cocaine was like a trade in your suburban, in your rural neighborhood. You know how in rural neighborhoods, rural white neighborhoods and black neighborhoods, there are certain trades that their father and them would teach them, that they go out into the world and they know how to do certain things. See, crack cocaine was like a trade. We knew that if we didn't have money, I can sell some crack. You understand? And we didn't bring the crack in there. Okay? We didn't bring the crack in there. You dig? Dad says, so you killed your own people, yet talking shit about Charlie Kirk. I didn't kill anybody, number one. Crack cocaine didn't really kill people like that. That's one, all right? And number two, yes, I did a lot of dumb shit when I was a kid. But I'm here now in redemption. I don't do none of that shit. You see what I'm saying? I'm against all that. You did? Austin Mark says it's a culture issue and not a race issue. See, Austin, these are the disingenuous type of talking points that Charlie Kirk had. It's not a culture issue. It's not a culture issue. It's both. Okay? It's absolutely a race issue. That's why Charlie Kirk was making it a race issue every chance he got. He would say black people need to stop sleeping around. He didn't say certain parts of the culture need to stop sleeping around. He said black people need to stop sleeping around. Eric said, Charlie said there has to be casualties in order to protect the Second Amendment. So he just happened to be one. Why sad about it? I'm trying to figure out the same thing. I mean, this man's words. Those was his words. You dig? Michael said, black men that leave their children are an atrocious piece of shit. Let me tell you something, Michael. I live in Mountain, Maryland, okay? And I live in a predominantly white town, and it's a very impoverished town. And if you came here, and if you came to the surrounding areas like Bluefield, West Virginia, like Charleston, West Virginia, Martinsburg, you will see white ghettos where white fathers are not in the home whatsoever. You understand? Nobody ever talks about that though. Nobody ever comes to these enclaves. I think I might go out and do a video about this time. Matter of fact, I've done a video. It's called Needle Fetish. It's a rap video. I want y'all to go look it up. The video I did is called Needle Fetish. It was produced back in 2014 with my man Trilla Trills, okay? And I want you to look at this video because it shows you white America and what is going on here. But nobody wants to talk about that. Charlie didn't want to talk about that. You all wanted to deflect to the blacks. That's the new play. The new play is to deflect to black people. It's not working real good because he got debunked in real time. Charlie got his black crime talking point debunked on air. James said, serious question, Top Flight TV. If reparations were okay, there are many people that fought for the Union. How do you suppose reparations will be paid out and exactly by whom? Okay, yeah, that's a great question, James. Thank you for your intelligent question. Number one, the U.S. government, the people that made us, that kept us enslaved. It was illegal for us to be freed. The U.S. government kept us enslaved, so they would have to pay, okay? Justin Carlisle says, dude, it's not the point if talking about it. It's everywhere half the time. You see black kids, they don't have a dad, and even if they are, their parents are divorced. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That don't even make sense. So it's just black people who don't have dads? It's just black people who don't have dads? That's wild. This is the rhetoric that got your man spanked. This is the rhetoric that got his TV turned off, man. Come on, man. Right, so why is it so much focus on blacks, man? I don't understand. I don't get it. No, see, the thing is, black men typically, we don't want to involve the government in our relationship. I've been in a relationship for over 10 years, and I'm not married. So if my girl goes and get a job or she does the census, she has to put single. See, y'all let these motherfuckers come with these stats, and y'all don't even understand statistics. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just look at the numbers like, this is what it is. But y'all don't understand there's nuances to the statistics. You understand? Robert McKinney says, keep talking about getting spanked, and we gonna see what happens. Robert, man, your man got spanked. Now what? What's up? What's up? Nothing. I'm just telling the truth. Did he not get spanked, dog? What the fuck do you want me to say? You want me to lie to you? You want me to lie to you, dog? You don't like the way I said that? But your man could talk about George Floyd however he want, call George Floyd a scumbag. He's allowed to talk about George Floyd. Logan McCoy says 0 out of 10 rage bait monkey. Bum's a wild dude. Joe Walker said this guy thinks he's a historian. How embarrassing. Hate said he was a scumbag. Okay, well, we feel like Charlie Kirk was a scumbag. So why are you guys crying about it? No problem. Listen, we really practice freedom of speech. Okay? We really practice freedom of speech. You say George Floyd was a scumbag. Cool. We say Charlie Kirk was a scumbag. You're getting people fired. You're reporting people's channel. We're not the same. You dig? Eric said, I wish people would stop saying all black people this and all white people this. Yeah, I agree. And this is the point. This is the goddamn point. Nobody seems to have a problem with that, though. Because if you're a good human being, why are you saying all black people this? Why are you pushing this narrative? Y'all should have corrected Charlie Kirk. Don't sit here and act innocent. Don't sit here and act like you're not complicit. Y'all should have corrected it. Y'all fed into that shit. Right? Y'all donated. You fed into it. And you know it was wrong. I don't care who mad. Just don't run up on me, dog, and we'll be all right. We'll be fine. Jen, I tell you, said, what slave activity did you do? Well, you know I wasn't born in slavery. You know that, right? But the effects of slavery still affect me to this day. And my ancestors, they worked for free. They built the country for free, so they're owed reparations. They're not here, so guess who it goes to? All right. No Bump asks, are you religious? No, I'm not religious, man. And I definitely don't subscribe to the God that they saying Charlie Kirk was a proponent of. Mari said, shout out for the super chat, sweetheart. Mari said, Mari said, don't forget LeBron and Colin Kaepernick were told that their opinions didn't matter and that they should shut up and play ball when they were asked for support. What happened to free speech then? Hey, Mari, sweetheart, you already know. You already know, man. Listen, we already know what it is out here. You know what I'm saying? And we already know how these people get down. You made a beautiful point, sister. I appreciate the super chat. YouTuber said, please stay strong. Keep moving forward. Keep showing our younger people skillish in life and to be good people. Peace, E1. Shout out to you, YouTuber. Appreciate the super chat. Yeah, man, listen. This is not a channel about hate. This is not a pro-black channel. You understand? We got to set the record straight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just here to do my due diligence. And I'm here to offer my 2 cents to whoever wants to listen. I'm here to correct the history that they're trying to rewrite. You understand? KJ Wall said, you're not intelligent. That's fine. That's fine, but I know what I know, brother. You dig? Let's see. Damn, these joints coming quick. Strawberry Bird said, you're keeping racism alive. That's another common comment that I see over here. You all want us to just be quiet about racism. Let me give y'all a quick story. My son, yesterday at the dinner table, my son, and this is just a true story. You can do what you want to do with this. We were having dinner yesterday, and my son, I asked him a couple of days, I said, dog, why you don't play with Bryce no more? And he didn't tell me why. He said, nah, I don't play with him no more. So then yesterday, you at the dinner table, and he told me, he said, hey, man, hey, you know why I don't play with Bryce no more? My son is 10. I said, why? He said, because he says the N-word. And Bryce is a little black, white boy. My son is mixed, okay? So I'm sitting at the dinner table with my family, and my son is telling me that another 10-year-old friend of his is running around saying the N-word. You dig? So I'm keeping racism alive, or is his father and his family keeping racism alive? My kids don't talk like that. You understand? We don't teach our kids racism. We don't have a track record of teaching our kids racism. We just don't. James said, Top Flight TV, the Willie Lynch letters suggest pretty clearly that in order to keep the black family in chaos and a state of dependency, we must keep them fed, clothed, and sheltered. Welfare system. Yeah, that's why I don't fuck with the Democrats. Because the Democrats, they practice white supremacy in a different way. They practice white supremacy by giving us crumbs, saying, hey, we'll pay for your welfare, we'll pay for this, but we're going to keep you at the bottom. And then we're going to bring a bunch of immigrants over, and we're going to elevate them over you. You dig? Eric said he got what he got, period. Cassandra Harris, shout out to you, sweetheart. Local scammer said, how did they elevate them? Let me tell you, the Democrats, we were very instrumental in the Democrats not winning the election. And when I say we, I mean foundational black Americans. We did not vote for them, and we actually encouraged a lot of our people not to vote for the Democrats. What they were doing was they were bringing over a bunch of immigrants and trying to elevate them over us. They made them a priority. That's how they elevated them. Foundational black Americans have not been a priority for the Democratic Party in 50 years. You dig? So we had to, sit this one out. We didn't vote for Republicans or Democrats. You dig? Brandon Sheet says, how would the money pay you? How would the government pay you, and what money? What do you mean, how would they pay you? The same way they pay Israel, the same way they pay Ukraine, the same way they're spending millions and billions on the National Guard to pick up trash in D.C. It's very easy, man. Who said that? That was a good one. He said reparations will keep people poor. Now that's insane. How will reparations keep people poor? See, the thing is, a lot of us are gonna go get businesses. We're gonna go start, we're gonna add to our existing businesses, or we're gonna start our other businesses. You know what I'm saying? Eric said, I hate the two-party system. It's outdated and separation tool. Yeah, I agree. See, the way things will get better is we got to get all these people up out of power, dog. All these people got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too far gone. At this point, the Democrats and the Republicans, they just have a big vendetta against each other. And we're suffering for it. It's like watching two parents fight all your life. You're going to grow up dysfunctional. You're going to grow up violent. You're going to grow up spiteful. You dig? Slingshot T said, we fought the Civil War too, and slavery isn't why there was the war to begin with. Yeah, they like to run with that fantasy that they fought to get us out of slavery. We know that's bullshit. They were fighting for money and power and greed, just like right now. You dig? I Wanna Die says we was kings and shit. No, we weren't kings, but we built the country. You dig? We built America. I'm very proud of that, man. It took me a long time to understand that America is my homeland. You know what I'm saying? It took me a while to understand that. You see, I was on Africa shit. And shout out to Africa. But it took me a long time to understand that my family is the foundation of this country. You dig? Eric said term limits in both House and Senate. Jenna, I tell you, said you are nothing. James Cunningham said we were strong like kings, but looked down on the peasants. Jimmy Mack said, you been in the Florida pen? Nah, I haven't been in the Florida pen, brother. No, sir. No, sir. Only places I've been in Florida is South Beach, man. You dig? I ain't got time to be in nobody's penitentiary, man. You dig? YouTuber said Africa, but I'm glad you said your country is America. Much props. Shout out to Africa, man, and shout out to you, homie. Yeah, American is our land, man. It's our homeland. You dig? El Jeffe said, have you ever been to work? Don't be mad at me because I don't have to go to work, bro. I have my own business, okay? I get to do what I want to do. You dig? Ricky Mills says, whatever, dude. Damn, my first impression was, okay, I like this guy. Then I heard you talking shit. You don't have to like me, bro. Willie Williams says, reparations in America is called minimum wage. Adrian said, what have you built? Tell me one thing. Another BS lie, dude. Again, get it right in your head. Okay, Adrian, stay right there, sweetheart. That's easy money. Adrian, let me address you real quick. Just because you haven't acknowledged the history, just because maybe in your family they told you history a little different. And I understand, listen, I understand. I would imagine if you grow up in a white family, they're gonna tell you history a little different. They're gonna leave some things out. They're gonna, make things look a little different. I got that. Now let me tell you what we built. Let me tell you what we built. Number one, we built the economy. We built the greatest economy in the world. We were the first commodity on Wall Street. We were big fucking business. Without us, there would be no economy in America. Do you understand that? That's a fucking fact. Number two, we built the country. When we got here, there was no America. We were forced to work. If we didn't build it, who built it? If we didn't build it, what was there slavery for? Okay? Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all keep saying this, the Chinese and the Irish. Listen, either y'all don't know history or you just want to cope. Nobody had 400 years of slavery. Nobody had 400 years of slavery, okay? You got that? Chinese, Irish had like 7 years of indentured servitude. Let's talk about the Irish shit since y'all just keep saying this dumb shit. Because I know it makes you feel good. Every time people talk about slavery, you got to bring up this weak Irish shit. The Irish had, what, 7 years of slavery or some shit like that? Well, it wasn't even slavery. It was indentured servitude. That's not slavery. That's different than what we went through. And when they were released, they got freedom dues, right? Yes, they got freedom dues. And then they were able to oppress black people. So it doesn't count, bro. It does now. Now, if the Irish would have went through some real shit and said, "Hey, we're gonna go help our black brothers, or we're gonna help these people that were enslaved with us," then I'll give you some cool points. You get some points, but you don't get no points for going through indentured servitude. It's like a hazing process. They had to go through like a hazing process to be white, to be fully white people. You understand? You understand? Okay, yeah. Go look it up, bro. I mean, shit. Curtis says, this man knows nothing. All right, well, just put the facts in there. Tell me where I lied. Tell me where I lied. James Cunningham said, this is easy. They're talking like you making this stuff up. Again, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Because they probably grew up with surrounded by people who told them a certain narrative. And I understand. That's totally understandable. Totally understandable. It was a righteous thing. Slavery, the slavery they were told about was a righteous thing. There were justifications, intellectualizations, rationalizations, and they used words like conquered. You know what I'm saying? They made it real pretty for them because you got to think about it, they was kids. And their mother and father was like, yes, yeah. They came home from school like, Dad, Mom, did our forefathers enslave black people? They were like, no, son, no, we conquered. And they were our little servants, and we fed them good, and we housed them and cleaned them up. And they should be grateful because they'd be in Africa swinging from trees. Oh, thank you, Mom, Dad, that makes sense. This is what's going on right now, y'all. This is what's going on. This is why Charlie Kirk was so instrumental to the white power structure because they are pushing a narrative that what happened in the past was not bad. You understand? And the thing is, white supremacy is coming to an end. So they really have to try to uphold and preserve these white supremacist values. So they're going around spreading this shit. You understand? They're going to colleges. Peep game. They're going to colleges. They can't go up into high school with that shit. Okay? Because in high school, a lot of the people, black and white, they're living amongst each other. They're loving each other. They having sex with each other. They smoking weed with each other. They can't. That would not work in high schools. You understand? Because they see high school. You see the reality. High school, nobody really cares about color like that. Now, when you get to college, it's a different story. You understand? In college, it's like, okay, I'm a little bit older. I done had my wild high school days. You know what I'm saying? So they would go to colleges to indoctrinate these people. You understand? To get these people who want to learn on board, to groom the next generation of white supremacists. Sarita, shout out to you, sweetheart. We telling the truth in here. They cannot fucking stand it, man. They can't stand it. Matthew Wood said, history repeats itself. Stay in the past and it will bleed into the present. Listen, sir. Listen, you're right. History repeats itself. John F. Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln. He wasn't a president, but they said he was supposed to be the next president or some shit. History does repeat itself. Them snipers. Them motherfucking snipers. You dig? Wasn't gangbangers. Snipers. The real killers. Okay? Got that? Dean Dunn C said, go pay child support. All my kids live with me. Amazing Allah said, I hope Trump arrests your black ass. I hope he does too, so I can get a nice check. Y'all don't think these people that are getting fired are going to get a nice check? Y'all understand? Y'all understand that you can't just do illegal shit. Eventually, they're going to get paid. Eventually, they're going to get paid. Orange County said, picking cotton is not the same as building the country. Sir. We did way more than just pick cotton, and I think you know that. But you're just coping once again. You dig? Paula said, no, they won't. Trump is firing them. Their employers are dumb. Okay, all right, watch. Blacksmith, what it do, homie? Yeah, we gonna hit that. We gonna spank them with that truth, man. They can't do nothing with it. All they can do is be mad, man. You know what I'm saying? Puff Dutch says, I prefer honky. We have our own choice of their women. I don't know what that means. Okay, yeah. YouTuber says some companies have policies. Maybe they won't get paid. All right, hey, YouTuber, tell me what would be the grounds in firing these people? If they didn't get on there, I seen one chick, she all she did was kind of like celebrate. What's the grounds of that? What is that? Tell me the infraction. What is the violation? Any lawyer would say, hey, what did you fire my client for? Because she said some nasty things about Charlie Kirk. Who was Charlie Kirk? Right. Gideon Woods says, talk about the gang violence plaguing our community. All right, let's talk about it. 4 days ago, there was a gang member on top of a building with a 30-06 who killed a guy named Charlie Kirk in front of his wife and kids. Why are y'all so obsessed with gang violence? Gang violence didn't just take out your hero. You dig? When are y'all going to get off of this shit? It's not beneficial. It's not beneficial to you. You dig? Fly Bride said, thanks for your opinion and knowledge. Man answered a few of my questions. Shout out to you, homie. Sarita, I mean, come on, man. Why are they so obsessed with black Destruction. Jen, I tell you, said, who are you? I'm just me, man. It's Top Flight TV, baby. You know who it is. Um, Stu said, what do we have here? The food stamp king crying about reparations. Boat Goat said, the problem in your community is the dads. Y'all keep quoting this nigga Charlie Kirk like we give a fuck. Like, bruh, damn, he done poisoned y'all brain. And even after the events that took place, you still can't see somebody that gets food stamps or that's committing crime in Chicago didn't affect you. But this Charlie Kirk shit affected you directly. And you're still deflecting the black crime? Y'all are fucking nuts. Y'all are nuts. They keep saying the same talking points, bro. I don't understand. Max said, bet you crying about George Floyd. I didn't cry about George Floyd. I went and protested. I was out front of the White House, dog. I was out front of the White House. The police in front of the White House, they had a tank out there, had tanks out there. They was getting hit in the head with skateboards. They was getting M80s thrown at them. You know what I'm saying? I was out in front of the White House, bro. I didn't cry. I laughed. As I saw America go up, and other parts of the world went on fire for George Floyd. And it wasn't even really about George Floyd. It was about justice. You dig? Nobody rioted or looted for Charlie Kirk. Nobody busted a fucking grape. Who busted a grape for Charlie Kirk? Why y'all ain't slide for Charlie, man? Puff Dutch says, Black Lives Matter makes me laugh at ignorant people. I don't fuck with Black Lives Matter. See, y'all try to use these code words like woke, Black Lives Matter. You try to do this shit. It's so sad, bro, because you don't have the emotional intelligence to understand when somebody is not programmed. I'm not programmed, y'all. Dude said, justice for a felon that was on fent black mentality. Yeah. You don't see, that's what I mean. You're not a patriot. You don't believe in justice. It doesn't matter if he was a felon or if he was on fentanyl. See, you're not a fucking American. You're not a patriot. America says, even though you're a felon, even though you're on fentanyl, you still deserve to have your day in court. You dig? This is why I'm so glad I'm here. I'm glad y'all are here. Because you are the fruit that Charlie has bared. And this is why Charlie's gone. And this is what he was about. He was about this. Who cares what he did? He had the right to be in court, not die in the street. YouTuber said black people are not bad people. Let me tell you, it's quite the opposite. Black people are not only bad people, foundational black Americans are the moral currency of this country. Do you understand that? Foundational black Americans are the moral currency of America. You dig? And the thing is, the whole world understands this. The whole world knows this. We fought for civil rights. You dig? We fought for people to act civilized. Do you know what it means to have to fight people to act civilized? That means there was a group of people who were not being civilized, and we had to fight them to make them act civilized. If you go anywhere in the world, you'll see murals of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, LeBron James, Jay-Z, Tupac. The whole world knows that we're the moral currency of this country. If it wasn't for foundational black Americans, somebody would have probably been dropped the bomb on this motherfucker. You understand that? Come on, man. Get real. We've never told anybody you can't drink from our water fountain. We've never hung anybody from trees. We don't have a track record of violence and hate. You dig? Tay Doll said, what is a foundational black American? A foundational black American is a black person, such as myself, whose family is not from an immigrant background. Not disparaging immigrants. I'm just saying, my family did not immigrate here. We are the foundation of the country. Without us, there would be no America. Let's just be real about this shit. Molly Cakes, I appreciate you, sweetheart. Don't let these people fool you, man. They're trying to make us look like thugs and criminals, but it's quite the fucking opposite. Okay, we have always stood on justice and liberty for all. We're the real fucking patriots. You understand this? MV said, what about Native Americans? They were already here. Yeah, some of the Native Americans are Aboriginal black people. Some of the Native Americans are Aboriginal black people. You understand? My family, my mother's side is Nanny Coke Indian. If you talk to any black person, they'll tell you, my family didn't tell me nothing about Africa, but they told me I have Native American lineage. Tom O'Reilly said, fight for people to be civilized. Most of y'all ain't civilized yourself. Foundational of America, y'all beating, you makes no sense. You're not addressing anything I said, okay? Is it not a fact that we had something called the Civil Rights Movement? You can deflect and you can do all the dancing you want, because I know your comment is just cope. You dig? Your comment is just you coping, man. Tay Dog, where's your family from? Judd Wiggins says, you know natives and blacks own slaves, right? Well, certain natives, so you got to be specific, okay? You can't just say natives own slaves. Just like saying black people need to stop sleeping around. Y'all been listening to too much of your man. You see what I'm saying? Now, the black people, I address this almost every day. The black people that own slaves, a lot of people had to buy their family back. That's how degenerate the racist forefathers were. People actually had to buy their family back. So on paper, technically, yes, they were slave owners. Okay. Sarita Allen says, facts. Sarita, listen, man, they're going to get this work today, whether they like it or not. They get to work every day. They get that belt, okay? Justin Biggs says, go cry to mama. YouTuber said, I'm not a Kirk follower, but Kirk pushed for working hard, having morals, family, importance. No problem. Listen, let's address that real quick. Do y'all understand? Do y'all understand? Dude is not gonna get out there and say he's a racist and say he wants white supremacy to be upheld. Do y'all understand that? Of course he's gonna say true shit. Of course he's gonna say things that are legit. Of course he said some things that were true. Okay, that does not negate the fact of who he was and what his agenda was. You understand? So, you know, I heard a clip of him saying hip hop needs to go and it's a degenerate art form. Did y'all hear that? Is that a true statement? Let me ask you, YouTuber, is that a true statement? Is hip hop a degenerate art form? Michael said, this dude is spewing hate. Super Joe said, if they didn't teach y'all nothing, y'all learned the concept of denial and deflection. Man, that's the truth. Dom Rob said, usually hip hop is degenerate. See, you always twist words. I asked a very simple question. You had to put extras on it. I'm gonna ask it again. Is hip hop, what you hear today is not hip hop, okay? Is hip hop a degenerate art form? Somebody answer a question. Jen, I tell you, said, why didn't you marry your girl? Because I don't believe in involving the government in my relationship. You dig? And plus, I gotta get her to act right. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it real. But don't worry about what I do over here because we're good. We live a great life. Bobby Walker, thank you for your honesty. Tay Dawg said, men that marry their girlfriends are real men. That's fine. I'm a real man. See, this is your brainwash, Tay Dawg, because this is the thing. And you're probably a black chick that worships white dudes, right? So this is the thing. You want to be like them, right? And you live by their rules, okay? Okay, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. But there are people like me out here that don't have to live by anybody's rules. I don't have to live by black people's rules. I don't have to live by white people's rules. I do what is right, what feels right to me. You understand? Now, I bought my family a home. I bought my family a house. You understand that? You got that? Yeah. Uh, Jenna said, you live by Satan's rules. Make that make sense. Show me something I said that I live by Satan's rules. Deontay Focus says they brainwashing these comments bad. Yeah, you see this shit, Deontay? Tay-Dog says, I want your honest opinion. What is wrong with pushing the idea that marriage and family structure is best? There's absolutely nothing. Listen, you're talking to somebody who is absolutely dedicated to family. You understand? This morning I put a nice chuck roast in the crock pot. I cook food, dinner for my family every night. I cook every night. You understand? You're talking to somebody who is all about family. So what gives you the impression that I don't believe the family structure is best? Just because I won't run down to the courthouse and involve the U.S. government in my relationship doesn't mean I'm about family. Sister, listen, you gotta stop, you gotta break out of those chains, those mental chains on your brain, man. Jen said, I denied Jesus. I don't have to subscribe to Jesus, dog, and I definitely don't subscribe to Charlie Kirk's Jesus. You dig? Dan the Man, what it do, homie? Lee Mel, what it do, homie? Tay Dawg said, if you're so dedicated to the family, why not give your girlfriend the honor of being a wife? Family is more than cooking. It costs $80 to get married at the courthouse. Tay Dawg, listen, baby. How old are you, sweetheart? How old are you? Listen, I do things a certain way, okay? And if you talk to you talk to anybody that's been married for a long time, they're gonna tell you, man, take your time. And they'll even tell you don't get married. So, yeah, see, baby doll, you 23, I'm gonna go easy on you. I'm 44. You understand? I'm 44 years old, so I'm gonna go easy on you. But you got a lot to learn, sis. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad if you wanna get married. And I do plan on getting married, but I wanna get married in a different way. You understand? I want my shit to be special. I want to get married on South Beach, on the beach. I got it planned out already. I'm just waiting for the right time, and I'm waiting to straighten some things out at home. Did you dig? Because I'm not just marrying somebody just for the sake of being married and shit. A lot of y'all women, y'all just want a fucking wedding. Let's keep it real. A lot of women just want a wedding. Tay-Dawg said age doesn't equate wisdom. No problem. No, age doesn't equate wisdom, but it equates experience. You understand that? It's experience. I'm not a Christian. Dom Rob said Christ, oh, this is great. Dom Rob says Christ's version of marriage is the only version of marriage. That's simple. And what he just said in a nutshell is what they're trying to do. Push white Christian ideology on the world. That is called white supremacy. That is how my ancestors ended up enslaved. Do y'all see that? His way is the only way. Bingo, boom, right there. That comment right there, that says so much. Because, Dom, you're wrong. America means people can believe what they want to believe, get married how they want to get married, do as they want to do. It doesn't have to be your way. It doesn't have to be you and Charlie Kirk's way. And you are the fucking problem with America right now. Because it was some point in time where Americans did believe, hey, you can be Muslim, you can be this, you don't have to believe nothing. You can do what you want to do. Now, what they're pushing is you have to act like a white Christian. Don't listen to hip hop. You have to be married. You have to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And that's wrong. Sonic Boom TV said, look at all the freedom of speech and freedom of religion people forcing their views upon others. I mean, it's rich, man. This is so rich. Dom Rob said Christ wasn't white, though. Okay, Christ can be whatever you want him to be. Do you understand? The shit that y'all pushing is white Christianity. Let's just be real about that. Lamel fourth born said if he was real. Yeah, and I'm not even gonna go into that because I have my beliefs. I don't want to disrespect nobody's beliefs, but some of us know what we know. Christy said not racist, speaking the truth. See, that's the new thing. I'm not racist. I'm just speaking the truth. Go ahead. Black people in this country need to wake up and accept responsibility for their actions. 150 years and you can't create anything for yourself. You sound just like Charlie Kirk. Now, Christy, I will agree halfway with you. But I'm going to tell you the other side that Charlie Kirk wouldn't tell you because all you're doing is running around repeating his talking points. Now, let's be real. Black people, not the people that you see on the news or on Instagram or on Twitter that the racist white people keep posting. This is the problem with the propaganda today. You guys think black people are the people that they are posting on the Twitter timeline that are fighting and twerking and all this other shit. There are so many different black people out here. There are scholars out here. There are doctors out here. There are entertainers out here. There's so many different people. But it's for some reason you want to keep putting us into a goddamn box and say that we have not got nothing for. I'm sitting in my backyard on my deck right now. Who hasn't got anything for themselves? Who? Right. Mango said, Michael, no, you were already hateful before you got in here. Sarita said, they keep dropping bombs on our prosperous towns. Just leave us alone. Yeah, hey, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Black Wall Street. Do y'all know the story of Black Wall Street? Do y'all know we had many prosperous neighborhoods and cities? Do you know they dropped a bomb on Black Wall Street? Where's that lady that said that shit? Where you at, sweetheart? Because you don't know your history. Gideon Woods says, brother, the gang violence, degenerate music, ghetto culture, bonnet, sagging, and black unemployment is affecting our community more than the white man today. We need to fix it. Let me ask you a question, Gideon. Because I'm not in totally disagreement with what you said, but let me ask you a question. There were 50 people shot in Chicago. Did that affect you one bit? Now let me ask you this. Charlie Kirk dies by the hands of one white man. Look at the destruction that he's already caused. Look at how the whole country is in disarray. Which set of violence was worse? Gideon, where's your family from? Jen says, you're only upset because you don't know Jesus. That's just ridiculous, honey. That's ridiculous. Michael said, what grade did you quit school? I quit school after I got my first degree. You okay? That's when I quit school. YouTuber said, people, if you on here being racist, you're helping prove the points this guy's talking about. No, let him cook. Let him cook, bro. You dig? Michael said, hating God is the wrong way. You see how these racists twist words? Who on this broadcast said they hate God? Y'all are nasty motherfuckers. You know that? Nasty narcissists. Tay-Dog said, you never addressed Korea having the longest lineage of slavery ranging over 50. I don't give a fuck about Korea, sweetheart. Why are you caping for Korea? I don't live in Korea. I don't care about that. What does that have to do with me? Me said, if only some people had this same energy showing this to CK. Christie said, not disarray. The whole country is coming together in a great revival. Disarray is what you people did after. Let me tell you something. I wanted to address that. I'm glad you said that. This little show of solidarity that everybody's doing, don't you dare fall for this shit. All the little visuals they're having, all the little ceremonies and memorials, don't you dare buy that shit for a minute, because for every ceremony, there's going to be a mass shooting. You understand that? Do you understand that? Do you understand for every ceremony, there's going to be a cop that kills a black man because he's mad about Charlie Kirk? Listen, I went to the gym today and I could feel the tension. You dig? I thought I was going to have to throw some hands today because I could feel the tension. This, make no mistake, y'all. That shooting ushered in a new day. All it took was one. And let's be real, there was a school shooting the same day. But they keep talking about black people and crime. The day after Charlie Kirk, there was a mass shooting in Annapolis, Maryland. But they keep talking about black crime. See, black crime, I'm gonna explain this again to y'all. Black crime, listen real close, y'all. Black crime was when mostly two criminals get together and have a shootout, or one criminal shoots at a bunch of people that were involved in some more crime, or retaliation for somebody killing their brother or cousin last week. Now let me tell you about the racist white supremacist crime. They'll walk into a movie theater and shoot everybody for no reason. That's the difference. Even your dumb ass. The shit that goes on in Chicago, it will not harm you. This mass shooting shit, you're a fucking target. You're not safe. You are not safe from school to the school shooter. You're not safe from the Timothy McVeighs. You're not safe from the people who walked, the dude that walked in the movie theater. How dare you act like criminals, just being criminals, is worse than random acts of domestic terrorism. See, listen, we have crime in the black community. At least we don't have domestic terrorism. Y'all have domestic terrorists, like real deal, like back a U-Haul full of explosives into a daycare. Are you fucking nuts? Y'all hate black folks that much that you deflect from the true history? The Unabomber? Are you fucking serious? Y'all are fucking nasty people, you know that? Gideon Woods said, I'm FBA family from Alabama. From the 400 plus years we've been here, and the 50 black people killed in Chicago means more to me than a nobody like Charlie Kirk. Our community is getting worse. Listen, I got plenty of videos talking about the crime in the community. I agree with you. But guess what? That until the people who orchestrated those ghettos, until they correct that shit and clean up what they started, they put the crack in the neighborhood, nigga. Listen to me, and I don't mean to be rude, but you need to listen. And I believe this, and I agree with you. Again, this shit needs to be, listen, I shoot videos for these little niggas. So understand who you talking to. I'm in these cities. I got the Dracos in the 30s pointed at my camera. Okay, you understand this? I get that. But until the people who implemented this shit, until they clean it up and assist, what the fuck are we going to do, nigga? What are we going to do? The people who put this sort of plan into play, they going to have to do something. Until then, stop telling us to clean shit up. No, they can clean up Chicago in a month if they wanted to. They don't want to. You understand that? Yeah, Sonic Boom said, Tay-Dog, it's not the black communities, it's poor communities. Thank you. It's poor communities. Let's just be real about the shit, man. Christy, I see your weak ass comment. Tay-Dog said, personal insults don't strengthen your argument. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't need to strengthen my argument. I'm not here to convince nobody. This is my vent time. You dig? I'm not here to convince nobody. You understand? Ray Grader says, Charlie Kirk, bro, God, I'm not even reading that bullshit. Y'all are robots. I thought y'all was the smart ones. Y'all sound like snowflakes and Democrats. You just keep repeating this guy's rhetoric. It is sad because the shit is just empty. It's empty rhetoric. Mark the Shark says, cope harder. No, you guys are coping. Dan the Man said, no. Charlie was a put together entertainer, okay? And you guys fell for it. You know what I'm saying? Like Trump said, smart people don't like me. Y'all just keep taking L's, bro. Trump said it. Yeah, he said smart people don't like me, dog. Christy, I saw your comment. You don't have to keep repeating the same dumb shit. Yeah, Diana Man said Christy can't even spell. Yeah, she can't spell whatsoever, man. Gerbil. Gerbil. You can. Brandon Sheet says, funny how I keep trying to ask a legit question. Oh, I didn't see your question, Brandon. What's your question, homie? What's your question, sir? YouTuber said, Christy, you're calling out this guy for not having a degree, and neither did Charlie. No, I have a degree. What they don't understand about that. I have a degree. Gideon Wood says, you made it sound like we can fix the community by ourselves. That you made it sound like we can fix the community by ourselves. We can start. We can start. We can do things. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't agree with acting like what's going on in our cities is not going on. All right? I got plenty of content addressing this shit. I'm not saying that. Number one, now's not the time to talk about the shit because it makes you look crazy. You see, it makes you like a Charlie Kirk supporter. And you're trying to reinforce what these racist people are saying. We can have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? But the dog power with these people is crazy to me. But since we're here, yeah, we can do things. But this shit is deeper than what we can do. This is a systematic thing, homie. You don't understand that? This shit is systematic. Reg Raider said, it's people like this who's keeping you down. Mark the Shark said, your hat says everything I needed to know was a special victim, whatever. Taydor said, also, I can speak from the personal experience. I know black people in positions of power that aren't helping their community. Okay, cool, no problem. Brandon Sheet said hi. I don't know. Mike Kimball said, it's sad to see someone like you that seems like you have common sense just not stop and open your mind. You make yourself look like a monster. Okay, well, tell me what I said that was wrong, homie. Don't just say, one-liners. Like, speak, bro, intelligently. Me said, did the government admit to targeting of drugs in a certain communities? Yeah, Oliver North. He went on trial. He went on. Oliver North. This is a known fact. It's a known fact. It's called Iran Contra. Okay, we funded some sort of war in what was it, Nicaragua or some shit? I don't know, but in order to get those people weapons and fund it, go watch Snowfall. We knew about this before Snowfall, but this is what happened. They put it in the black community. They didn't put it in the white community. Taydor said, you should do a live where people can join the call. The conversation will flow better. Yeah. I agree. See, the reason why I don't do that right now, because when I go on Streamline, for some reason, my feed doesn't get pushed to the public. I don't know what that's about. I'm hoping there's some way that YouTube can add a feature here in the near future where I can just add people. YouTuber said, Christy thinks people have to have a degree to be smart. Yeah, you know how that go. Mango said, do you think this whole Charlie Kirk thing is being blown up to distract us from more real issues? Probably. I mean, you can't put nothing past these people, man. You can't put nothing past these people. These people are wicked, man. You dig? Well, I think it's the StreamYard Cup or Super Joe. I think it's something going on with the StreamYard. Because when I get on here, and it'd be like 400 people on here on my phone, and I get on StreamYard, it'd be like 2 people. You know what I'm saying? And I be trying, and they be like, nah. But I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure out how to get this thing right. Even if I gotta get on with like 2 people until I get it popping. Rig Raider says, you keep thinking this is a race issue, but it's actually a personal issue. You are the only one who can keep you down. See, that's the rhetoric that I'm talking about. See, let's talk about when they say keep you down. Because this is, y'all play word games. It's not about keeping us down. Okay, it's not the fucking 1970s. The man is keeping me down. Who the fuck is talking like that? I want to use an analogy. and this is going to really, some of y'all are not going to really like this, but I'm going to show you what systematic racism looks like in 2025. All right, let me show y'all real quick. Is everybody open-minded to hear this? When people ask you, how are you oppressed? How are black people oppressed today? Everybody has the same opportunity. I want to give y'all an example. I want y'all to look at Puff Daddy Combs. I want y'all to look at P. Diddy. And if anybody disagrees with me, this is just going to let me know how much about liberty, justice, and America that you're about. Let's take a look at P. Diddy Combs. Now, Diddy was hit with a RICO, right? Diddy got found innocent of RICO. Diddy is still locked up in a federal detention center. Do you understand that? All he has is a charge for buying prostitutes. He's in a federal detention center. He offered a $50 million bail pack. That is called white supremacy. Do you understand that? I think anybody with a brain can agree with that. That man should be free, at least with an ankle monitor on. So you can't tell me that everybody has the same opportunity, because it's situations like this that show you everybody doesn't have the same opportunity. If Diddy was a white man, he would be home right now. You understand that? So yeah, I think we had a great conversation today, man. I hope whoever's mad stays mad, and I hope maybe, just maybe, we can bring some clarity to this shit. You dig? Mike Kimball said the fact that he was found innocent proves that wrong. The fact that he was found proves what wrong? No. You're missing the point, homie. He was found innocent, but he's still in prison. Did you not catch that part? See, y'all only believe the shit that y'all want to believe. The racists only believe the shit that they want to believe. You dig? Christie said that made no sense at all. No, you make no sense at all. Mike Kimball said he's a flight risk. He's a flight risk when all he's facing is 5 years. Are you serious? And he already done sat for 2 years. He's a flight risk for a year. That was crazy. He was a flight risk. He offered a $50 million bail package, a private jet. Cup O Super Joe. Do you hear this shit? See, I realize that when I talk to racists, you're just not fair people. You're not fair and balanced people. You understand? I already get that. You dig? So yeah, man, on that note, we gonna end, man. I got shit to do. I'm up out of here. Cup O Super Joe. Everybody else, Sonic Boom TV says he went to New York to turn himself in. What flight risk? Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. All right, man. I'm out of here. Peace.